off to a pretty good start up at halftime. How was it able to turn in their favor there in your estimation?
Well, my estimation, instead of being up 4 at halftime, a minimum we should have been up 6, obviously, and turned the ball over there late. But also, we really should have been up 10 to 12. We turned the ball over 9 times in the first half, and you can't, when you're getting those stops, you can't give it back to them on the other end. And we kept giving it back to them and didn't get shots up. In my estimation, we should have been up 10 at halftime, at a minimum. And because you cut those turnovers in half, you score on half of them, just 2 points. Now all of a sudden we're up 8 to 10 instead of being up, and you got a little more cushion because you know they're going to make a run at you. At home, okay, they're a tough team, storied program. They're always going to make a run at you. Instead of having an 8 to 10 point cushion, we got a 4-point cushion. And then in the second half, again, we let them in the paint too much. We did 2 things. We let them in the paint still too much. We had 32 points in the paint, not post-ups, but guys driving. And a lot of times that was late in the clock. We'd have them stopped, and then somebody would break down individually, and then they would get a drive. Tay had 6 block shots, but you can't expect them to block every shot. And then the other thing that happened was we had a scouting report failure in Calhoun, and that the scouting report on him, cannot let him get it off. Everybody else today you can close out on, stay in front of with a hand up, but Calhoun, you can't let him get threes off, and we let him get too many off, and he made them.
Coming up here, it's a big opportunity. You got a long way to go, but obviously it's a bit of a missed opportunity today.
Yeah, again, we had a chance to win this game today, and anytime you're on the road and you get a chance to get a road victory, you want to pull it out because, those are hard to come by. And give UConn credit. They hung in there. They played great, and they made shots when they had to. But disappointed in the fact that we had a chance to come in here and get a road win, and we let it slip out of our fingers.
How much you mentioned the other day about their end-to-end speed? We saw some of that today. How much of it was a factor of that today?
Well, when we turned it over, it was a factor. When we didn't turn it over, it really wasn't a factor because we got into the press, and even on missed shots, they didn't get many run-out layups. But when you turn it over, they got a block shot, then that's when, and a block shot's like is a turnover. So their speed wasn't as big a factor today as it could have been, but it was a factor, obviously, when you turn the ball over.
Hey, Coach, I got here a little bit late. What was the difference in the last 10 minutes or so? It seemed like there was, you guys only scored a few points in. Was it their defense? Or?
Well, they did a great job defensively, and we missed some shots. I think we're down 2, and we run an out-of-bounds play on the side, and Troy drives the ball into the paint, gets a point-blank shot. He just missed it. And, you got to take care of your opportunities when you got open shots. And I'll have to look at the film. I think we had a couple critical turnovers during that time. And, we didn't get to the offensive glass either. We had some pretty solid open shots, and then we didn't go rebound it, which you got to do because you're not going to make every shot. And, I thought there was a stretch there where we were one and done. We nearly never got any chance. Octavius was going, but we didn't have the rest of the team getting to the glass.
Coach, sorry if you already talked about this. I just got here, but the last 9:33, I think they held you guys to 6 points until that last 3-pointer. Can you just talk about that stretch and what that meant?
Well, obviously, if you don't score, you got a hard time winning the game. I don't know what else to say about it. And like I said, I'll have to look at the tape. In my mind, we didn't get to the offensive glass when we had some good open shots. You're not going to make every shot. And then we missed a couple shots that, you just got to convert. Like the one that comes to mind, and I'm not, Troy isn't the reason we lost, but we run an out-of-bounds play. We get him to turn the corner into the paint, and he gets, a 2-footer. We miss it. And then we battle on the boards, and he's falling out of bounds. He steps on the inline and taps it back in. We almost come up with it. But, when you get your opportunities down the stretch, you got to convert shots when you get open shots. And we had 2 or 3 open shots. We just missed it.
You're 4 of 8 from 3 in the first half. Obviously, that's not this team's game. 1 of 10 for this in the second. Did they do something, or was it just that the shots weren't falling?
We just missed open shots. Now, we had to take a couple. Kevin Johnson took a tough one at the end. But, again, I'll have to go back and look at the film. But we had some pretty good looks. You just got to make them, and when you don't make them, you got to go offensive rebound and get it back in.